Welcome to My Finance Teacher on YouTube. Today is 25th of May 2017 and it's not time to buy gold yet. Let's talk about it. In front of you is a daily chart of gold price, and over the last few days gold has experienced nice increase, even though it has been a modest increase. However, I do still think that we are in the declining phase of this half-a-year intermediate cycle in gold. And one of the reasons why gold has performed well over the last several days since my last video. By the way, the link to that video you can see at the top of your screen at the moment if you are watching on YouTube. Anyway, one of the reasons gold performed well is because dollar has moved down over those same several days. In front of you is a daily chart of the dollar index. Generally, of course, when dollar goes down, that helps gold denominated in dollar to prop up. However, moving forward, I see that dollar is now oversold, and it is also in the time band for an increase. And if dollar is going up, if dollar is becoming stronger, it's going to make it difficult for gold to continue going up. And actually, I think gold is going to turn and continue its downward movement over this declining phase of this half-a-year intermediate cycle, which I think will finish sometime in the middle or second half of June. Now, this is what I think is going to happen to gold over the last few weeks. It's going to turn down, and it will probably continue going down, down, down until we breach this recent low we had in early May at just over 1210. We might go down to 1200 and even lower until it will finally be time to get some gold, to buy some gold. Why do I think this recent low has to be broken? One of the reasons for that is, of course, we are in the declining phase of this intermediate cycle, as I mentioned, and if the declining phase is to continue, then we need to move lower. Additionally, you see that gold is now close to overbought levels. It's not at overbought levels, but it is close to overbought levels. And since we are generally in a downward trend, we don't need to get this 10-day RSI very overbought before we continue the decline. So anyway, back to the question of why do I think we should see a lower low before this half-a-year cycle finishes is as I mentioned, firstly because we are in this downward phase and we are continuing this downward phase. It has not finished at the recent low in early May, hence we need to see a lower low to continue this downward trend. And also, if we have a look at the several previous half-a-year cycles in gold or intermediate cycles in gold, all of them generally consist of these smaller movements up and down, smaller cycles, and all of these recent several half-a-year cycles in gold, intermediate cycles in gold, finish with a short-term cycle that creates a lower low. For example, this previous cycle that finished December last year lasted for a couple of months, and it did create a lower low. And this is the half-a-year cycle that lasted from June last year until December last year. The previous half-a-year cycle that lasted since December 2015 until June 2016 also finished with this shorter-term cycle, which created a slightly lower low. The half-year cycle before that lasted from about July to about December 2015, and it also created this lower low within the last short-term cycle. And even before that, we see a lower low within the last short-term cycle of this longer half-year cycle in gold, which was from March to about August of 2016. And even before that, again, there is a shorter term cycle which lasted for about a month and created a lower low within this half-year cycle lasting from November to March 2015, from November 2014 to March 2015. So these are several previous intermediate cycles in gold which lasted for about half a year, and all of these recent ones have finished with a shorter term cycle which lasts for about a month or 2 months, and they generally last, these half-year cycles finish with a shorter term cycle which creates a lower low, since the declining phase of this half-year cycle generally creates a downward trend in the price. So we probably are going to experience something similar over the next several weeks. And having a look at the weekly chart of gold, which is in front of you at the moment, this is our recent half-year cycle, which started in December last year. I expect gold to go down over the next several weeks, most likely go below 1200. It definitely should go below 1210 to create a lower low. Most likely it's going to go below 1200, and a possible good support level for gold is around 1160, 1180, 1160, 1170, where this uptrend line might act as a support. And generally this triangle acts as a consolidation zone for gold, since it experienced a very nice run in early 2016. This triangle has been acting as some form of consolidation for this price to take a breather after this very nice run up. And usually after these consolidation zones, the asset gathers enough energy for a push which should at least create a higher high compared to the previous intermediate cycle. So sometime near the end of June, when we finally finish this intermediate cycle, it will be a good time to buy some gold with a view that it will rise at least close to 1300 and possibly even higher, since this consolidation has been going on for a while, possibly giving more energy to this upward momentum in the future. One thing I would like to point out is, remember that historical performance of any asset does not really promise any future performance, and this is not an investment advice. This is an opinion that I express, and I do wish you luck in your investments. Thank you for your attention, and I do appreciate your comments and likes under this video. Thank you.